To accomplish great things, we must not only act but also dream. Not only plan but also believe. Splendid day, everyone.
Hello everyone, this is Mom Jayan and welcome to my discussion for the topic Elements and Principles of Arts. Of course, when we say now elements of arts, it is the building blocks or the ingredients of arts. It includes now the lines, the shape, colors, the value, the texture, the form, and the harmony. On the other side, we will also be discussing the principles of design. What are these principles of design now that were included? Of course, we have your balance, your contrast, your rhythm, your emphasis, your proportion, your unity and harmony, your movements, and also the variety. So I mentioned a while ago now the elements of arts, namely the line, the shape, the space, the form, the value, the color, and the texture. Let's try to look at this one by one, but of course, before proceeding to that, let's try to look for the objectives. So at the end of the lesson now, you, the students, are able now to identify the different elements of arts and principles of designs. Also, we differentiate now the different elements of arts and principles of design. And last but not the least, we have here your create your dream infrastructure based on the different principles of design. When we say now the elements of visual arts, it is considered now as the building blocks or ingredients of arts. So let's try now to look for these elements one by one. First is the line. Okay. When we say line, it is a mark made on a surface. What does that mean, ma'am? So of course, it is now the mark left by a tool. What kind of tools now can we consider? It's either a brush, a pencil, or a pen that you use. Of course, it defines now the position or the what we call now the direction of design of the image or the form. Um, Types of line also may include it can be vertical, horizontal, diagonal, the contour, or a combination of this. Also, they may be curved, straight, thick, thin, smooth, long, and short, and so forth. You can see now that it says here, the use of lines now allow artists to demonstrate the legacy or force of words. That is how an artwork is being defined. Also, a line can express various moods. Why did you say so? Okay? Or feelings. It's because when an artist works over something, it's a kind of they try to express what is their current moods or feelings while doing that artwork. Okay, let's try also to look for the examples now of the types of line. This is very elementary, You can see here, types of line is the straight, a spiral, a zigzag, a curve, bumpy, wavy, curly, and it can also be thin, thick, diagonal, vertical, dotted, horizontal, long, shorts. Okay. You can also consider now these are the sample of the how it is being now used in an artwork. Okay. Another element is the shapes. So when we say shapes now, these are okay an area of enclosed space that there are considered as the two-dimensional. Shapes are flat and can only have heights and then width. So specifically now, if we say shapes, it is now limited to what we call now dimensions. Yung tinatawag nating length and width. So there are two types now of shapes. Okay? It can be a kind of geometric or organic. Okay, but first, I'll try to introduce to you now what does geometric shapes. Okay, geometric shapes now can be defined as a feature or area closed by a boundary, which is created combining the specific number of curves, points, lines, and then different geometric shapes are triangle, square, etc. How about the organic shape now? So organic shapes are with a natural look and a flowing and curving appearance. Organic shapes now and forms are typically irregular or asymmetrical. Organic shapes also are associated with the things now from the natural world, like plants and animals. Okay, so if you're going now to look for the examples, it's like this. Okay, the leaves and the animal. Next one is the space. So what do we mean now when we say space? It says here, space is an empty or an open area between, around, above, below, or within objects. The shapes and forms now are made by the space around, within them. Space can also be present in the three-dimensional or two-dimensional. So it also deals now with the illusion of depth and of course in a size of a flat surface. Did you get that? So also one thing you can consider when we say positive space, this is now the space inside the object or the subject. Negative space is the space around the subject. Okay, so just remember now that the spaces in the gap is negative space and this solid now is your positive. Space. Next one, let's try to look now for the value. What about the value, ma'am? What can you tell us about the value? So it says here, value now refers to the lightness and darkness of areas in an artwork. So white is the lightest value class while black is the darkest. So the value halfway between this extreme is called middle range. Values can be considered now into three, so that is tint when white is added to a pure hue. So what do you mean by hue? Hue, these are the purest and brightest colors. Okay, hue, H-U-E. They form now the full spectrum now of colors which progress around the primary color wheel in gradual increment. How about shade? Shade, when black is added to the pure hue. Pag hinaluan mo ng black, it will become now, that will be called shade. How about tone? When we say tone now, when white and black now are added to, a color. So that is how value can be considered too. Okay? Look at this now. So this is the grayish one. This is the lighter shade. Then, I'll continue now. When we say color now, this is the most prominent element of design and is one of the most powerful yet subjective element in art. So sometimes the common misconception we have in arts is the hue and the color. That's because now when we say hue, this is now the purest and the brightest colors that we have. Okay, they form now the full spectrum of colors which progress around the primary color wheel and the gradual increment. So the perception of color now depends on the vision, the lights, and individual interpretation also. And understanding of color involves the physics, psychology, and physiology and psychology. Next, let's also try to look for some of the important aspects now in terms of the color. Okay, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na when we say hue, refers to the name of the dominant color in the color family. Hue, or for example now the red, the yellow, okay, blue, the green. Okay, so how about when we say now the color wheel? The color wheel class have 6 major hues. Okay, there are what we call now infinite number of hues between these colors. So hue is the most obvious characteristics of color rather. So there is really an infinite number of possible hues, and a full range now of hues exists. For example, between red and yellow, in the middle of the range, that range are all the orange hues. So similarly, there is a range of hues between any of the other hues. This color wheel shows each of the 6 colors now with medium value and high saturation. Sinasabi natin kanina naman na do you call this one? Intensity also is called the chroma or saturation. It is now the brightness or dullness of color. How about the volume? It's now the lightness or the darkness of the color. So another element that I can introduce to you now is the texture. It says here in the PowerPoint now, it refers to the surface quality or feel of an object such as roughness, softness, or smoothness rather. So textures can be actual or stimulated. When we say actual, it can be felt. Stimulated textures also are implied by the way the artist renders now the surface area. So in other words now, it refers now to the quality in a work of art. So it says here we associate textures with the way now that things look or feel. Sometimes hindi lang feel, so looks din. So everything has some type of texture now. We describe things such as rough, smooth, silky, shiny, fuzzy, and so on. Some things just feel just as they are now. This is the real or the actual. As is, kung ano yung nararamdaman ko na texture ng isang bagay. So some things also look like they are rough but actually smooth. Okay? So textures now can be created to look like something it is not. Yun yung tinatawag natin na visual or implied texture. Texture may be used in a work of art too. First, we have to create the visual interest or the focal points in a composition. So, also to create contrast within a design composition. And lastly, to help visually balance a design composition. So, tama naman, di ba? What examples can you give us now, Ma? In the real texture, for example, of course, it is the real thing, okay? Real texture cannot be represented here. It's because it is in the computer screen. But of course, even in the highest quality of photographs can only stimulate textures. So meaning to say, however, the purpose now of providing examples assumes that these images are real. For example, yung kahoy natin or yung wood, yung texture niya. Yung visual or implied naman po, ito yung created now. For example, in drawing and painting of a cat where it is fur is made up look like a real fur. Okay? In fur texture also, on the other hand, may look rough. It's not any feel, but it is purely made up by the artist. So parang it's a kind of imitation lang po of the real. We're done with the texture. Now we move to form. So form refers to the objects that are three-dimensional or have length, width, and height. Form is very similar to the element of the sign shape Y. How did I say so? So the difference is that the term form is used in art of work that is three dimensions instead of two as the shapes. Okay? So the three dimensions are length, width, and depth. Meron na po, kung kanina length and width lang, dito naman po sa form meron na po siyang, okay, depth. Okay, ibig sabihin, the length, the width, or the height. So form may also be free-flowing. What other informations now can we add up in the form? So we have your geometric forms, okay? We also have your free form of the organic forms din, parang yung kanina, okay? Three-dimensional or the 3D media is very rampant nowadays. For example, the sculpture. That is the very example of how you can now see a three-dimensional, okay? And how they are being used. So we're done discussing about the elements of art. Now we move on to the next lesson, which is the principles of design. When we say principles of design, it is the means now of an artist uses to organize elements within a work of art. Or in other words, principles of design now is what we use to organize elements or tools to make arts. Yan yung ginagamit, okay? Means, ano yung ginagamit, okay? You can now consider these principles of design. For example, is the balance, okay? Balance in arts refers to the use of artistic elements such as line, texture, color, and form in the creation of artworks. In what way? In a way now, of course, that renders visual stability. Okay, and balance is the distribution now of the visual weight of objects, colors, textures, and space. So if the design was a scale, this element should be balanced to make a design feel stable. So it answers now, question now, how are you going to arrange and position different elements that has a big impact on your final output or your final artwork? So also, balance is one of the principles now of organization of structural elements of art and design. Why? Of course, in line with the unity, the proportion, the emphasis, and the rhythm. They work together. Okay, class? And if you observe now, in general terms po ha, the balance now refers to the equilibrium, okay, of different elements, right? And however, in art, design and balance does not necessarily imply a complete visual or even physical equilibrium, rather, that form a center of the composition, but rather an arrangement now of form that evokes the sense of balance in the viewers, through the viewers, okay? Also, is in terms of this balance, we have your symmetrical balance, wherein it occurs now when equal weights now are on equal sides of composition balance around a fulcrum or axis in the center. Symmetrical balance evokes feelings or formality. Okay? How are we going to achieve symmetrical balance? Symmetrical balance now is achieved by placing elements in an even fashion. So if a design has a symmetrical balance, it can be divided in the center with a line of symmetry. So in other words, symmetry, natawag po natin na it occurs now in any orientation as long as the object now or the image is as the same on the other side of the central axis. So, yung isip ng tao, no? The human mind almost always appeals now to a symmetrical design because we are also symmetrical beings. So, symmetrical balance guarantees now left to right, top to bottom, balances. Also, objects now seem more stable if the bottom is slightly heavier. However, if the top has the more weight now, it seems dangerous or risky, right? So symmetrical design gives a strong sense of unity since elements are mostly repeated, yet at the same time lacks variety due to redundancy. However, class, with its unity and repetition, a symmetrical design creates order and a strong sense of structure. Another one is your, this is example, you can now see. Okay, another one is your asymmetrical balance. Okay, or in other words, we call this mirror symmetry. Okay, occurs when one half is slightly different to an extent that does not completely change its balance asymmetrically. Yun po yung ibig sabihin. It occurs when you have different visual images or the other side of the design now, and yet the image is still seems to be balanced. Okay. Okay, let's also try to define now this radial balance. Okay? Symmetry in several directions naman po ito. Ibig sabihin now, visual elements are arranged around a central point in the composition now, like the spokes on the bicycle wheel. Diba nasa gitna? Okay? Often radially balanced designs are circular, other shapes than themselves now to radial balance as well as, for example, the square, hexagon, octagon, and stars, etc. Okay? So in other words now, radial balance designs, okay, revolve around a central point or seem to radiate now out from the center. Okay? And also, we try to asymmetrical balance kasi they does not have elements that do not mirror with each other on the linear axis, linear on the line, okay, in the same line. Okay, we're done with the balance. Let's try to move on with the emphasis. What about emphasis? Ano yung sa tingin ninyo yung parang hina-highlight ng emphasis? When we say emphasis, this is the part of the design now that catches the viewer's attention. Meaning to say now, usually the artist will make one area stand out by contrasting with the other areas. So meron ka dapat focal points. Okay? Meron kang focal points. So the area could be the different in size, color, and texture. So agaw attention po siya. The emphasis is the focal point of an image, or one or more areas stands out most. Meaning to say, giving now the proper importance of the parts of the whole. So as a principle of art now, emphasis refers to the area of artwork that dominates. Mas nangigibabaw. The attentions now engross interest. It is often the place of viewers where they look first. Unang napapansin, artists create emphasis by contrasting the elements of art such as the color and the shape. Okay? Another principles now you can consider also is the repetition, the pattern, and the rhythm. So repetition is a single object now, form or figure that is repeated, ulit-ulit lang, or just a kind of redundancy, or nireproduce lang. Pattern is a combination now of elements or shape repeated in a recurring and regular arrangement. Pattern naman po, meron po siyang pattern. Ibig sabihin, na-repeat lang po siya na pattern, the same process. Rhythm, these are slight variations in the pattern elements now that use repeatedly to create a feeling or organized movement. For example now, rhythm is a principle of design that suggests movement or action. You have the rhythm. Rhythm is usually achieved through repetition of lines, shape, colors, and more. So how that is being created? It creates now a visual tempo in artworks and provide a path for the viewer's eye to follow. So a movement now in which some elements reoccurs regularly. It can be a fast tempo or slow and more melodic. So in rhythm class, for example, the artist uses pen, repetition of line, contrast between curve and a straight line, and create rhythm in art. So, nakukuha niyo po ba yon? Basta pag sinabing rhythm, na kailangan po na meron pong action. Next is the proportion. So it refers now to the dimensions of a composition and relationship between height, width, and depth. So the feeling of unity created when all parts relate well with each other. What does that mean? So meron po dapat yung relationship to one part to another are the whole, okay? With respect to the size, quality, or degree, or ratio. Proportion is the size relationship between various parts of an artwork. Ibig sabihin, parang yung mathematics din po na ratio and proportion. Artists can use the scale and proportion to create sensations such as depth, realism, disorientation, and drama. The human figure, for example, here is scaled to appear larger than the city skyline. So the proportions could indicate now depth, perspective, or could symbolize the relationship of laborers in building a city. Ganyan po yung human body proportion guide. Okay? Also, these are other examples. Next is the variety. It refers now to the elements are a composition now that differ from one another. Iba-iba, varied. So variety creates visual interest and energy. And it said here now, a lot of variety can make an artwork look busy or overwhelming. When paired with unity, variety offers the viewer's points of interest. So, ibig sabihin lang nito, variety in art means using different sizes now, shapes, and colors in your artwork to create visual diversity. So, the use now of several elements of design to hold the viewer's attention. Variety is used to make a drawing or a painting more interesting po. Okay? I hope you get that. Okay? Okay, for last but not the least is the unity. So when we say unity, parang sa tao din, nagtutulungan may pagkakaisa. So the feeling of harmony between all parts of the work of art now, which creates a sense of completeness. May kumukumpleto ng dahil sa unity. An important element or principle, I should say, of design that gives the artwork a sense of cohesion or coherence. So when all the elements that work together to create a pleasing image, it's called unity or harmony. The wholeness and oneness, okay, that is what we call now unity. Unity, in other words, harmony now, it is a kind of a cohesiveness in an artwork. How whole, consistent, and complete it appears. Unity is not only necessarily just a repetition of the same element over and over again, but sometimes it is the pleasing combination now of the elements to create a harmonious composition. For example, you have your image here. That is an example of the unity and harmony. Okay, that ends our discussion. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned from our discussion under your art appreciation. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Again, I am Jayan Kapili, leaving you this quotation. No matter how many goals you have achieved, you must set your sights on a higher one, by Jessica Savage. Thank you, and remember to always keep your feet on the ground.